What?
Hi, y'all.
Hey, everybody. Okay. Well, we may have a buyer for Bob. They should be here any second. We actually drove him over to the Gillespie County Fairgrounds so we could give him plenty of space to kind of test drive him and move about, learn how to use those air brakes. Hopefully they'll love it and they will either drive off with it today or they will come back next weekend and get it. But it was funny because we actually had some buyers lined up and Steve talked out of buying the bus because they were from Colorado, and he was just like, are y'all sure? Like, you know, it's like 107 degrees in Texas right now and there's no AC in the bus. And anyway, so he just really was kind of playing dad and talk them out of it. But these folks are from Austin. Hopefully it will work out and we'll keep you posted.
Well, this has some electronics, but not like the newer ones. The newer ones, everything is, all the injectors are electronic. These are the wires that
would connect to it.
Yeah, they're labeled on there so that they've got, you can see what's
and these
back
are the
there.
ones we're gonna run through the wall, like.
Yeah, they're run through the wall all the way to the back already.
Oh, okay, perfect. Got it.
So.
Whew, okay. I had to leave them at the fairgrounds. It is dang hot out. But actually it's because I need to get back to my desk and get some work done, and they are still looking at it. And our friend Glenn Behrens, the bus whisperer, came out to answer questions for them. He's obviously familiar with the bus because he's the one that did all of our electrical wiring. And a super sweet couple from Austin with a couple of crazy dogs. I'm kind of bittersweet about saying goodbye to Bob, but I still feel good about our decision to downsize to a van, and I just want Bob to go to a good couple that's gonna turn it into something cool, and they seem like they would. Steve has worked so hard on that bus. He's put in so much sweat equity. I mean, I helped a lot too, but he's really the main person that's done a lot of the work. So I know it's probably hard for him to let it go too. Or maybe not. Maybe he feels a sense of relief. He did a great job, and whoever ends up with this bus is getting really good craftsmanship because Steve is a certified perfectionist.
I'm gonna run down to the service station and put some diesel in here so they can get home okay.
Oh, okay.
I mean, are you recording?
Yeah. Oh, look, I saw where you put the little tiny Bob.
Yeah.
Tiny Bob. That's funny. Oh, our little parting gift.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll be back shortly.
All right. He's so sweet. Every time he's sold a car, he never wants to sell it without a full tank of gas. And so right now, with the prices the way they are, classic Steve. He just wants to go put gas in it for them. While I head back to work, because I've still got to work at my desk today. So he's going to handle getting the bus to the buyers, handling that transaction while I work. All right, well, it's time to say goodbye to Bob. The buyers are on their way. That means it's time to say stop the bus build and start the van build. Before we dive into the van, I thought I'd catch you up on a few things. A lot has been going on over here at the Rawls house. We sold the bus. Finally got our house on the market. We've been talking about selling our house for, gosh, a couple of years actually. But we got everything we got so much purged. We got a bunch of stuff put in storage. It's finally listed, so now we can concentrate on the van. The second thing we got done is we got our youngest son enrolled in college. He's ready to ship out in a couple weeks. And then the last thing, kind of big, I left my company that I started 22 years ago. I'll leave that for another video. So all that combined, we're finding ourselves with a little bit more time to work on the van. And I'll show you what we've done so far. It was like Christmas in July here because we have all these boxes of things we ordered. That's the air conditioner. No, that's the air conditioner. Those are windows we're sending back, which we'll talk about in another video. We got the Max fan, solar panels, just all kinds of stuff. All right, so we started putting in the first swivel, which is on the passenger side, right?
Right, and it says right here, passenger
swivel seat.
So there's no mistaking that it's on the wrong side.
Yeah. You got the first 2 bolts in there.
First 2 are in, but they're not tight.
We're running into the problem that the back bolts are not lining up with the base seat that came with the van. And Steve, you said you saw a video where somebody else ran into this problem too?
Yeah, I watched another video earlier, and that guy had the same issue with the same brand of swivel. You can see that's it. It's crooked though. See, it's not going to go in.
Yeah.
This one on this side, it ain't going to go in at all. This one is going to be the problem, because you see how, because it's got to come over this way now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to expand the hole over here by drilling. Now that doesn't leave me a whole lot of plate right there, which is not what I want to do.
Yeah.
And then on this one, I got to drill the hole this way.
Yeah.
I got to expand the hole over this way.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is okay, because I still have all the plate, so I don't lose any of the structural integrity of the plate here.
Right.
But over on this side, I'm going to lose some of the integrity of the plate, because now it's gotten thinner right there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So a little bit of a pain in the, you know what, and you shouldn't have to do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. Trip to the hardware store.
Trip to the hardware store to get some new drill bits, because the drill bits I have are old and they're not going to drill through this.
Let me get your happy face.
My first suggestion to you, if you're building a van, don't buy these swivels from this company, because you're going to run into the same problem, I'm sure. And when you have to drill out this much that I'm going to have to drill out, then the integrity of this whole thing has been compromised. So that's not good. And these are expensive.
Yeah, super expensive.
These are not cheap. These are super expensive. They're made in France. And apparently French don't measure things the way Americans measure things.
Yeah.
I would do that in my worst French accent if I could, but not going to hurt your ears with that. So anyway, so we got to pull this thing back out. I'm going to have to drill this out. And the only other option is to send these things back and replace them with something else. But since we've had them for a while, they probably won't even take them back. And they're very heavy for shipping.
I watched a video on somebody installing these, and I think it's actually on their website, and they did it flawlessly. So maybe it's just the difference in this particular seat, the way it was manufactured, it's not quite matching up. I don't know if it's that particular, but...
The difference in France and the United States.
Or just the difference in, like, this Ford Transit, the way this particular seat base was made compared to the 5th one down the line of the manufacturer. Maybe those bolts would have lined up. I don't know. The next thing that went in was the Max fan. Steve got that installed pretty much in a day. Yeah, the installation of the Max fan was a little different in a van because the van is so thin. You have to put in this little sheet of plywood just to give it some sturdiness, and something to basically screw the fan on top to, because otherwise it's just this really thin piece of metal. And then he went on to the soundproofing. The soundproofing it's kind of weird. It's just these little, it's like this thin material that you just stick to the side of the van, and apparently it's for making the sound quieter when you're driving. It's less rattle, but you don't have to cover the entire surface, except on the wheel wells. He did cover the entire surface of the wheel wells, but then covered them up with the covers that came with the van. But you just have to cover, like, what was it, 60%?
25.
Oh, 25% of the van. So as you see, they're just like stickers placed kind of sporadically on the floor and then on the sides, but it will just help with the soundproofing. and it's stuff called Kill Mat. We just ordered it off Amazon based on other videos we watched. Now the other thing you'll notice that we have done is we've put in the side windows. These windows will be over our bed on either side, but we will talk about those in a different video because we don't say windows too loud around here because it causes a lot of aggravation. But you'll learn why in another video. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot to tell you what we named the van. But first I want to thank everybody that gave us ideas, like from Vinny to Vanessa to Van Gogh. Like, we had so many suggestions and we didn't end up using any of them, but we appreciate everybody throwing them at us. But what we're gonna name the van is Friday. I know it sounds weird, but we just love the day Friday. Like, who doesn't smile when they think about Friday? It's the perfect combination of work and play, right? It's the end of a work week where you've accomplished so much and you're looking forward to all the fun you're gonna have on the weekend. And to us, like, this is the perfect symbol of the Friday in our life. Like, we've worked so hard and now we're going to have fun. And so it's sort of literal and figurative, because that's what we're gonna be doing in the van too. We are gonna be working from it and we're gonna be playing from it, and we love it. So anyway, this is Friday the Ford. Hopefully you'll keep watching, even though it's not a bus, it's now a van. But if you haven't already, subscribe down below and we'll catch you in the next video, which hopefully will not be a month from now. We're hoping this process goes a lot faster than the bus.